ambiance.
Good morning on this Friday morning, and welcome to the Short Vol Show. My name is Dave, and we are seeing once again markets back up. So it's been kind of a ping pong match all week with the VIX creeping higher. However, as many people will tell you, including my buddy Mike Listman, when we've got ping pong going on in these VIX ETPs, that results in what's known as beta slippage, and it's actually going to contribute to more decay to the downside as this stuff rolls back around. Now, VIX has gone higher over the course of the week. We were, flirting with the 1170 range at one point, and now we're up almost 2 points. We did, I think, actually go through 15 at one point yesterday, but right now VIX around 1347, indicated down 117 so far today. Let's take a quick look-see at that here. Behind me, you see the chart of the VIX. That's just a 1 day. Let's back it up a little bit here. So here's a 20-day VIX, and you can see has sort of formed a base there around 12 for now, at least. And if I back it up more than 20 days, let's go to 180 days, you still see we are still in a downtrend here. So who knows what will happen? There's not a whole lot of news out today. There was an OPEC meeting. I think it started yesterday. It's continuing today. But do notice we talked about the marijuana stocks a couple days ago with that big victory in the Senate. Since then, Trudeau has come out and said that in his, I guess it's sort of like, you know how they have the prime minister questions in England? They have a similar thing in Canada, and it's all in French, but translated has said that it will be fully legalized sometime in October of this year. And notice the MJ stocks, the day of the Senate vote, there wasn't a whole lot of activity, a little bit of upward activity, but since then, everything's starting to pop, and I don't see any reason why this trend won't continue here. So you look at your canopy growth here, moving upward, Afria moving upward, ACB moving upward, and this is a spot I did buy a little bit here of Afria, and I expect them to continue higher, but we'll have to wait and see. A lot of really exciting stuff happening behind the scenes on the channel here, and it's good news for you because you will benefit from it. I can't reveal the full extent of it, but very exciting, and will result in more information and more resources for you, so that's awesome. People talking about the 50-cent trader, and if vol spikes, he'll make this money back. And I was looking at the actual 50 Cent, trying to figure out what his net worth is, and it's very, very hard to tell. Many will remember him being in a court with a girlfriend, I think in Connecticut, a year or two ago, where he was basically claiming bankruptcy. If you look at his net worth online on the internet, you get anything from $15 million to $150 million. There was also a news story out about him with finding that he had Bitcoin from some deal that he didn't realize he had, which I think was $1 million. So the actual 50 Cent, way more famous than 50 Cent the trader, but seemingly having less money than him. But you never know. Royalties and residuals from his albums will continue to pay for a long time, and I don't know how he's monetized that. But the thing in court where he said he was bankrupt, well, he was trying to avoid I think paying either it was a paternity thing or it was just like a alimony thing, I believe. So that not necessarily the real story. He was trying to obviously hide assets for that one. Like I said, not a whole lot of news out. The U.S., for those of you not in the U.S., it feels like we're even more polarized here due to the politics lately. I'm seeing people from each political party just getting more and more angry at each other, and it's really a ugly situation here. And each side is going to say they're right, and it's almost like the news stories that come out having to do with border and immigration they're kind of like a proxy for just this hatred of one side for the other. It's really bad, and I'm going to stop talking about it because I'll probably just anger somebody, which I don't want to do. Anyway, so right now we're seeing a serious crush in the VIX coming into the weekend, and we see UVXY down about 50 cents, trading 1046. We see TVIX down also offered at 43, down 280, something like that, and VXX indicated down $1 and change. So real vol crushage coming in. Contango, we did see it contract as we would expect with the up move yesterday to under 3%. Probably, let's take a look at it now, probably expanding a little bit today. If you have a couple days of up VIX, it's going to contract Contango. But notice it takes a lot of damage to the upside to actually get us back to backwardation. It takes a lot of damage. We're nowhere near close to that right now. And with this seemingly down move today, if it continues, that's going to just put us deeper back into Contango. And like I mentioned before, when you've got up day in futures and then a down day after that, that's going to cause quote-unquote beta slippage, as Michael Listman likes to talk so much about, and that's going to actually decay things even more. So be careful out there if you're looking to get long this stuff. You got to time it right. If you time it right, it's great. I know some people have made money being long this stuff in the last day or two, of course, since these products were up, but it's tough to time it right. So be careful on that. So I am going to go to VIX Central here, and we'll take a look at what we've got. And let's see if I can expand this a little bit. So showing Contango 3.34% right now. You can see that the curve has flattened a little bit, but everything sort of contracting within that curve there, which is fairly typical with the up move. Now that you can see from this particular chart, the roll yield being exactly a point. That seems low for only 2 days into the expiration cycle. but that's typical with the up move. That it's going to contract as well. Look for that roll yield to expand towards maybe 1.5 if we continue to move lower in the VIX here today, and look for contango to expand as well as the term structure expands out with the move back down. All right, so let's take a look at barchart.com. And Nick's report. So we've got flash manufacturing PMI out at 945 and flash services PMI at 945. Not a whole lot going on today. And Nick's giving a bias to the upside. I want to announce that immediately following this broadcast, I will release the interview with Tasty Trades trader Mike and minor celebrity Mike Butler. He has a show on every day on tastytrade.com. Check that out. This show is sponsored by Gorilla Trades, so please check out Gorilla Trades, link in the description. They've got great emails every day that they send out that pretty much outline a lot of what I bring to you as far as what numbers are coming out, what's going on in the market, what stocks to watch, picks they have, and much more. So please check out Gorilla Trades. And, you know, I'm considering accumulating a little bit more of these MJs. My position now in UVXY is I am just straight up long December puts, December 9 puts. So I did take some unrealized losses yesterday with the up move because I'm unhedged and basically just short Delta and UVXY. It has come back a bit today. I did add to my position yesterday, so around the $2.50 range. Stuff is coming back now. If we get down to below $10, I will sell some front month puts against my long puts to kind of hedge them a little bit and to get rid of some of the decay over the weekend for me, go into positive theta. But we'll have to see what happens today. So please check out my interview with Mike Butler coming up next. Some of it is, if you're not an options trader, it's a little bit techno-babble, but if you are an options trader, there's some very interesting stuff, and try to hang with it. And he's an interesting guy. He's been taught by Tasty Trade, which is slightly different philosophy than the firm I was taught by, but you know, the main concepts are always the same and sort of undisputed. So we had a good conversation. It was interesting, I hope, for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, so thanks for watching today, and I will see you after the weekend, or maybe during the weekend. My schedule is going to be loosening up a little bit moving forward, so I should have more time for shows, which is always a good thing. And and so I will talk to you soon, and thanks for watching today, the Short Vol Show.
Looking out across the nighttime, the city winks asleep aside. Hear his voice shake my window, sweet seducing sighs. Get me out into the nighttime. Four walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple, then let me take a bite. If they say why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way? If they say why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way?